Hi, my name is Eric Latender. I'm the author of the book, The Amazing Dog Training Man. And I want to thank you for watching today's video newsletter. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about collars, and I'm going to do a series of videos on just collars. The first one I'm going to talk about is the most popular collar, the choke collar. And with me, it's my least favorite collar. I almost never use a choke collar on a dog. And the reason I don't like choke collars is because they're very difficult to make work. They condition the dog to pain, and they do a lot of damage to the dog's trachea. Okay, a lot of trainers will tell you that that's not true, that it can be used effectively, and they can be used effectively. You can get results with a choke collar, but I still don't like to use them. So I haven't used choke collars on a dog in a long time. The only time I'll put something like a choke collar on a dog is if I'm working with a dog that escapes from its collar. A dog that can back up, pops his collar, you're standing there with a leash in your hand and the dog's loose. That's when I'll put a choke collar on a dog. But I don't use it to give corrections. The proper way to put a choke collar on the dog is to hold one ring, let the collar slide through, and then what you want to do is you want to make the letter P, see a letter P there? You want to make the letter P as you put it over the dog's head, so that if the dog is on your left side, if your dog is on the left side, this other ring is on the bottom like this, because the collar has to pull and then release. Pull and release. If you have it on the wrong way, what happens is when you pull, it doesn't release. See what happens? That's not good for your dog. So you want to make sure that you always have it on properly if you're going to use a choke collar. Now, one of the reasons I don't like to use choke collars, because you're constantly doing this, and you have to really practice at popping and releasing the collar. And it's a difficult thing to do when you have a dog that's a very strong puller, to get the timing just right to pop and release. When you use a choke collar, over time, that constant pressure, if you can see, this is where the dog, if say this was the dog's neck, this is the area where the dog would feel the correction the most. And what happens is that you constantly giving the dog that correction, over a period of time, the dog develops a tolerance to that correction. So now you have to do it harder and harder and harder, and pretty soon you're doing it very hard, and that's when we get damage to the dog's trachea. So that's why I'm not a big fan of choke collars. But as I said, if you do decide to put one on your dog, make sure you put it on the proper way. If you have any questions, feel free to email Eric@AmazingDogTrainingMan.com, and thanks for watching today's video newsletter.